Brands like Xerox and Cola have become generic words for a type of product. In India, Bajaj has become a generic word for mobility. And joining me on the show is my colleague Amit Ranjan, who's put together this series of Bharat Brands of India, very fascinating series on all those iconic Indian brands. And today we are talking about Bajaj. Amit, I want to ask you the obvious question, why Bajaj? But how did Bajaj stay relevant for so long is the question that I have.
You answered part of it in your introduction. It has become synonymous with mobility. And they have stayed with the times.
Right.
They were the biggest brands in scooters through the 70s,
Yeah.
80s and 90s. In the early 2000s, they moved to motorcycles.
Right.
And were in pole positions even in that.
Yeah.
They did away with scooters towards the end of the 2000s
Sure.
because that was a market that was stagnating and going down. They are relaunching Chetak, their big scooter brand, in the EV avatar.
EV avatar, of course.
Now, so they have stayed with the times and they have stayed relevant, and they have always maintained pole position.
Pole position. And they stayed with the times, that's an important thing. But you know, I want to take you back, since we're on this nostalgia trip with Bajaj as well. Tell us about 2005. Why is that such a big turnaround year for Bajaj?
That was a time when Rajiv Bajaj had taken over the mantle, just after he had taken over, and he had decided to concentrate on motorcycles. But that was also the time when somebody who came from far behind, Hero Honda, had overtaken Bajaj and taken #1 position, and Bajaj had become #2 in two-wheeler mobility. Probably because also, as our episode suggests, it was a transition time. Till the 1990s and early 2000s, Bajaj commanded about years and years of waiting time to get a Bajaj scooter. And they were probably living in the legacy of the past.
Of course, that legacy of socialist India, where you had to wait for everything from a gas connection to a phone line to
But post 1991, things were changing fast.
Yes.
And probably Bajaj took time to keep up or match up to the times, changing times.
Yeah.
Which they did eventually, but yeah, at that time, that was the transition time when Honda did overtake Bajaj.
Of course, but that's the great story here that we're talking about in our series, Bharat Brands of India. You can watch this particular story and more such stories only on the News9 Plus app. Download and watch.
News9 Plus. Download now.